Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. You know the drill. We're back at it again with the Reddit stories. So let's jump into it, shall we? Mill and sister-in-law tried to steal my baby name. Me, 30, and my husband, 33, have been together for 13 years, married for 9 years, and trying to conceive for 9 years. Just know SIL has been with her husband for 1 year, and they started trying to conceive 6 months in. They conceived within 2 months. When SIL was approximately 4 months pregnant, my husband and I were overjoyed to find out that we were finally expecting. To say I sobbed for 3 weeks straight is a complete understatement. Just know Mill asked me if I had any names picked out. I didn't have a boy name, but I chose my girl name when I was 14. My grandma, who I was very close to, passed away at that time, and I decided I'd name my daughter after her. Unfortunately, my mother-in-law told SIL that name, and at SIL's baby shower, she announced the name she had chosen to everyone, with personalized furniture, clothing, the works. It was my baby name, my grandmother's name. SIL looked at me and smirked. She asked if I had any baby names picked out. I told her that we had an early gender scan, which showed that we were expecting a daughter, and the name we had chosen. Everyone looked at me and told me that I couldn't possibly give her the same name as my expected niece. I got teary-eyed and explained that that chosen name was my grandma's name. We were very close, and she passed when I was 14, so I'd had my heart sit on that name for the past 16 years. I told everyone that I understand why she chose to use the same name that I had chosen, as it is a beautiful name, and that the cousins would be fine with the same name. SIL did not like that. She jumped to her feet and started to shout. She told me that I had to choose another name, and she didn't even believe that it was my grandma's name. When my grandma passed away, I kept her driver's license in my wallet so that I could see a picture of her whenever I needed to. A little piece of her that I've always kept. I pulled out the license and held it up. It turns out, a lot of SIL's friends hate name stealing and were appalled. Even her best friend said, "To be fair, SIL, I've never heard you mention that name before. You always said you liked specific different name. So hearing you say chosen name was really odd and random." Other people piped up saying, "Yeah, that's not okay." SIL got flustered and said, "Well, Mill chose the name. She persuaded me to go with it." Now all eyes are on Mill. I asked when this was, and SIL said 2 weeks ago. I pulled up my messages where I had told Mill the name from 2 months ago. Everyone started to talk at once, saying how awful that was. Mill threw SIL under the bus. She opened her messages, showing the messages from SIL, where she said that she would use the name so I couldn't, but they didn't bank on me sticking to the name regardless. That didn't make Mill look any better. It just made them both look worse. I stood up and thanked them for inviting me, but that I was leaving, saying that I was going to take myself away from the situation for the health of both me and my unborn daughter. 3 days later, SIL was trying to sell all the personalized name stuff on social media, telling everyone that they had changed their mind on the name and had decided to go with their original name. Mill sent me a long message apologizing, saying that what she did wasn't okay. She later asked if I had a boy name picked out. I said that my husband and I had decided on a name for if we were blessed with a boy after our daughter, but I wouldn't tell her what it was. Mill then messaged my husband asking for the boy name, and he told her to go fuck herself. I hope that SIL and her baby have a smooth birth and a wonderful life, but me, my husband, and my daughter named after my grandma will not be in it. Good for OP and her husband. When someone shows you their true colors, believe them. And Mill and SIL definitely showed their true colors in front of everyone, and it backfired completely, which is so beautiful. And on top of that, they'll likely get some a-hole tax by having to sell the personalized name items at a loss. Even more beautiful. Sister demands $50,000 of my time from my job. I'm an accountant at a Big Four firm, yellow line for those that know, and my sister is a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids. I am 27 years old, have no kids, and make $135,000 CAD a year in salary. The way my job works is I get billed out to clients at a specified rate, and then my firm pays me my salary. Being an accountant, I get a pretty good view of all things business related. My entitled sister wants to start a business. Great! That will provide them with some extra income, since supporting 3 kids on a single income can be very difficult. It was February, and I was in the thick of busy season, the time leading up to when all the public audits are due essentially. It's long 12 to 15 hour days for months at a time. My sister decided to get her business plan up and running and she needed some help. I told her that I would not be able to help her until May. This wasn't a good enough answer for her. She wanted to get the funding for her business for April so she could start setting up operations in May. She demanded that I work after work for free, building her a business plan, building out controls that I would eventually have to implement, designing business processes, and then getting her the funding from the bank that she wanted for the business. I shrugged it off until she called my boss. She called my boss, a very lovely but very serious managing partner, asking if I could get some time off in the middle of busy season to help her start her business. My boss's number is public on the firm's website, so that's how she got it. This is not okay. My boss came to my office and told me what happened, and told me that if I wanted vacation, I needed to give them more notice, and that usually it wasn't approved. I was confused because I didn't request any time off. He said name called, and I knew exactly what she had done. I was fuming, gagged, gooped, and guffawed, to say the least. I called her up and told her to never call my work to try to get me time off in the middle of the busiest time of year. She was super angry that I could not help her. She ended up going to my mom, a retired chartered accountant, for help. She is retired and doesn't want to work anymore unless she is getting her pay rate from when she was working, which is approximately $1,625 an hour. At the family dinner we have on Sundays, she brings up the fact that nobody in the family is willing to help her get her business off the ground. My mom mentioned that she couldn't afford her rate, in a way meaning she didn't want to do the work because she is retired. I told her that I couldn't take off 2 weeks of my life to get her whole business off the ground. I would be able to do it part-time in the spring/summer for opening the next spring. She didn't like that answer. Again, I told her that I can sign her through my firm first thing Monday morning, but she would have to pay the $50,000 retainer and signing fee. She explodes and leaves, and agreed to have my work on it for free in the spring and summer. I didn't say it was going to be free, but it was going to be a heavily discounted rate of $45 to $50 an hour, not the $650 that my firm charges for my time to clients. Firstly, don't do it, OP. And secondly, how did this sister grow up with a mother who was a chartered accountant and not know that the first half of the year is a dead end? Any logical person who knows an accountant will know that they will drop off the face of the earth for 3 months when it's tax season. They are busy. How does the sister not know this? Just going off the complete lack of reality that this sister is living in, there's no way that she's going to be able to run a small business. That's why I suggest that OP not even waste their time with this. And honestly, a good rule to follow is don't work for family. And if you do, make contracts. Family feeling entitled to your skills for free is bullcrap. And it's how grudges and scorned relationships start. So it's best to just try to avoid working where there's a conflict of interest as best as possible. But anyway, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed these 2 entitled people stories. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!